Podcorn. This podcast is brought to you by MC2424A, IPRMSA, UITM, Malacca Chapter.
Hi, and a very good day. This is Wan Afrina from MC2424A, and today's podcast station is brought to you by IPRMSA Malacca Chapter UITM Alugajah Melaka for the subject of PRO549 Corporate Creative and Production. And our main topic that will be discussed today is Stop That Drip. The topic will be discussed about the safe and affordable drinking water for all of us to drink and buy, considering that many aspects related to drinking water are an issue for Malaysians, especially related to cleanliness, safety and price. So let's get this party started. During the first section, I will first offer information about the drinking water accessible in Malaysia, including how it is generated, the source of the water, and how to differentiate between drinking water and mineral water, as many people are still unaware of this issue. Therefore, let us pause and stop that drip of your water for a moment to listen to this podcast in order to learn something new or to supplement our knowledge. As we all know, numerous kinds of water are manufactured in Malaysia, and there are two sorts available, drinking water and mineral water. Have you noticed the difference between these two bodies of water? Did you manage to identify the water based on the appearance of the bottle, the brand, or the taste? Public water systems such as tap water, surface water sources like rivers, ponds and lakes, and groundwater sources like tube wells and springs are all examples of drinking water sources, while mineral water has a higher mineral content than regular tap water because it comes from underground reservoirs and mineral springs. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), more than 2 billion people live in water-scarce countries, and climate change and population growth are expected to exhibit water scarcity in some regions. At least 2 billion people worldwide use fecal contaminated drinking water sources. Microbiological contamination of drinking water from fecal contamination poses the greatest risk to drinking water safety. The main chemical risks in drinking water are arsenic, fluoride, or nitrates, but emerging contaminants such as pharmaceuticals, pesticides, and polyfluoroalkyl substance (PFAS) and microplastic are of public concern. Safe and sufficient water promotes good hygiene, which is the most important step in preventing not only diarrheal diseases but also acute respiratory infection and various neglected tropical diseases. Microbiological contaminated drinking water can transmit diseases such as diarrhea, cholera, dysentery, typhoid fever, and polio, and an estimated 485,000 people die each year from diarrheal diseases. By 2020, 74% of the world population, 5.8 billion people, will have access to safely managed drinking water services. It is on-site, on-demand, and pollution-free service. Therefore, secure and promptly accessible water is imperative for open well-being, whether it is utilized for drinking, household utilization, nourishment generation, or recreational purpose. Progress water supply and sanitation, and way better administration of water assets can boost countries' financial development and can contribute significantly to destitution diminishment. That's all we have for our first portion. Are you still on my side? Before I move on to the second half, I have a question for you. Have you ever seen or read any news about drinking water? In newspaper, on television, on the internet, or on any other media platform? Are you serious about this topic or are you merely reading about it? While conducting research for my assignment, I came across some authentic online news on a website related to the topic we are discussing. In 2019, Harian Metro published an article titled "Must Know the Difference Between Mineral Water and Drinking Water for Malaysians." The page contains a wealth of information about the distinction between mineral water and drinking water, allowing Malaysians to avoid misunderstanding and make informed decisions while selecting the finest water for themselves. Harian Metro's materials, in my opinion, is very straightforward and short, making it easier for readers to grasp. The second e-news, scrap charge for drinking water at Restaurants was written by Muhammad Bashir and published in New Straits Times in April 2021. The article he wrote is on the rising cost of drinking water. Consider this. You go to a restaurant, get a glass of drinking water to wet your throat, and the drinking water is charged at Rm 1 ringgit or higher. According to his writing, the consumer organisation has asked eateries to stop charging clients for a drink of water. According to the Consumers Association of Penang, CAP, restaurant and bistro owners should remove any water cost from their menus. According to Anvi Sobero, his education officer, these establishments are already profitable with their food and drinks. As a result, he claimed that pricing for a drink of water demonstrates their desire to gain more money. Following the notice, the traders were required to justify their charge for plain water before KPD and HEP took further action under the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act 2011. According to Datuk Dr. Marimutu Nadasen, head of the Federation of Malaysian Consumers Association, FOMCA, pricing for plain water undermines Malaysian values. He stated that it was customary for individuals to serve beverage to their visitors as a mark of hospitality and that this practice should be followed in restaurants as well. However, he stated that a charge of 30 cents was acceptable. In April 2022, Sinar Harian published an article headline, KKM will introduce the Drinking Water Act. This report is more about the government concentrating more carefully on drinking water quality. According to its minister, Khairi Jamaluddin Abu Bakar, the Ministry of Health MOH intends to implement the Drinking Water Quality Act in the near future to increase protection against health dangers posed by hazardous drinking water. Drinking water is a basic human right, he remarked at the National World Health Day celebration 2022, while emphasizing that 1 in every 3 people worldwide lacks access to clean and sufficient drinking water. He stated that the Ministry of Health has implemented one of the country's oldest health programs, the Rural Environmental Cleanliness Program, through the Water Supply and Environmental Cleanliness Unit, BACAS, and that BACAS has played a major role and contributed to the coverage of clean water supply and nearly universal safety in this country for more than 50 years. The Ministry of Health has successfully helped to improve the quality of health by ensuring the safety of drinking water provided to the public, ensuring that it is within the prescribed standards and thereby reducing the incidence of waterborne or related diseases with low quality public water supply. A monitoring program that alerts health and water works personnel if drinking water quality deteriorates and allow them to take preventive or corrective action before an outbreak or poisoning occur, he explained. Have you all decided to switch to drinking water instead of mineral water after hearing some e-news? Wait a minute, let's hear more about the source of drinking water and the benefit of drinking water so you can make the best decision. According to Just Water, drinking water in Malaysia is mostly treated by the reverse osmosis RO process, which is one of the methods recognized by Malaysia's Ministry of Health for producing drinking waters. In general, reverse osmosis RO remove salt, manganese, iron, fluoride, lead, and calcium. Most mineral elements of water are physically bigger than water molecules, and when filtered through a RO, they are caught by the semi-permeable membrane and removed from drinking water. All About Water, 2004. Meanwhile, many consumers are concerned about mineral removal from their drinking water and believe that mineral water will be a better source of drinking water. Water that has been filtered or treated by RO is pure, clean and healthful. RO treatment systems are presently the sole technology capable of removing the majority of news pollutants such as prescription pharmaceuticals and perchlorate, as well as other contaminants such as arsenic, cyanide, and fluoride that are difficult to remove using conventional treatment techniques. When hazardous inorganic minerals are no longer consumed, the body is relieved of the stress of attempting to absorb something that was never designed to be there in the first place. Wise 2011. Mineral removal by RO system should not be a problem for consumers. According to WHO 2019 and WQA 2011, the human body acquires the vast majority of mineral through diet or supplements rather than drinking water. According to my understanding, the following are some well-known brands of drinking water sold to the general public in Malaysia: Summer, Seamaster, Moma, Ocean, Dasani, FNN Ice Mountain, Anda, Spritzer, and Lotus retail centers. And based on my experience, in the university, dormitory, and college, I always buy Summer branded drinking waters because it is reasonable price and has a taste that hits my throat. It doesn't have a salty, strange flavor and doesn't irritate my throat, which is something I've noticed while trying other types of water that do. In addition to the Summer brand, I enjoy the FNN Ice Mountain brand because they are both drinking waters. Both of these brands have white lids and the price are very reasonable. If I purchase a bottle of water, the price does not exceed 1 ringgit and 50 cent, while if I buy a box of carton, the price does not exceed 11 ringgit. Okay, before I wrap up my podcast, I would like to share some answers and insights from my Instagram friends with all of you. I post some questions to them on Instagram story. The first question is whether they always purchase drinking water or mineral water, and the response is that 69% buy mineral water, 12% buy drinking water, and 18% don't mind buying between the two as long as it is water. The second question is if they understand the distinction between drinking water and mineral water. 80% of them are aware, while the remaining 20% are unaware. Third, how can they distinguish between drinking water and mineral water? I offered them 3 options for the answer, and they chose 56% to identify the water by looking at the color of the bottle cap, 34% to read the wording on the bottle, and 10% to look at the source of the water. Okay, next, fourth question. Why do they prefer mineral water rather than drinking water? This answer leans towards mineral water because according to the previous question, a higher percentage of them is by mineral water than drinking water. So the answer given is that 64% of them buy mineral water for the taste, 21% for the source of the water, and 15% for the price. Next, what are their thoughts on the current pricing of drinking water? 65% thought it was in the middle of being cheap and costly, 30% thought it was still inexpensive, and 5% thought it was expensive. Aside from that, I asked what brand of water they always buy, and I received a variety of answers, including Spritzer, Cactus, Desser, Evian, Seamaster, Dasani, Anda, Alafonte, Ice Mountain, and many more. And what piqued my interest when I posed the last question is why they favor the water of their choice. According to one of my friends on Instagram, Fifa Usma, she buys mineral water since it is more reassuring to clean and drinking water has an odd flavor to her. Unlike Adam Iskandar's response, he likes drinking water since our kidneys can digest it better than mineral water, and he said that we can only drink drinking water to keep our kidneys in excellent shape. As a result, many Malaysians, in my opinion, are still unaware that drinking water is superior to mineral water. They prefer mineral water to drinking water because it tastes better. In my condition, drinking water tastes better. Even if it's only water, that's how everyone's taste differs. As a result, I hope and urge that anybody who listens to this podcast considers whether to pick healthy and affordable drinking water or to continue consuming mineral water as normal. Consider the kindness and knowledge that I have just provided. I hope Malaysia is able to complete its aim of providing clean and inexpensive water to all Malaysians. That's all from me. Don't like to subscribe, like, and share this podcast to any one that you like. Thank you.